Welcome to the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you today. If there's one thing that I learned from last year's WNBA season, it is that nothing seems to be good enough for the players within the WNBA. Unless they get every single thing that they ask for, nothing ever seems to be good enough. What am I talking about? Remember last year the Connecticut Sun versus the Los Angeles Sparks moved into TD Garden. The first time a WNBA basketball game was moved outside of the Mohegan Sun into the TD Garden, where the Boston Celtics play, where the Boston Bruins play. And what was the reaction from the Connecticut Sun fans? This needs to be on TV. I can't believe this isn't on TV. How dare you not make it on TV? This is an historic event. What are you doing? What was the reaction from Dejanay Carrington? The game should have been on national TV. You shouldn't have to pay for any type of subscription to see a game that's this historic. But what Dejanay Carrington didn't mention in this was that this game was not only not on free TV, but it was on Twitter, which is a free app. So this game that was so historic, though it might not have been on national TV, this was a free broadcasted game that anybody that wanted to watch this could have downloaded the app and watched for free. That anybody who already had Twitter downloaded could have watched for free. Dejanay Carrington, even on the road to the game, take shots at the WNBA. Since we got to do our own promo, we're playing at the TD Garden tonight, and it's sold out 19K plus. First W game here ever. Historic. Not on TV, but you can catch it right here on Twitter. So Dejanay Carrington did mention it in this scenario that you could catch it here on Twitter. However, in this scenario, says you shouldn't have to pay for any type of subscription. You don't have to pay for Twitter. I'm not sure if Dejanay Carrington was aware of that. The WNBA's lack of promo with this TD Garden WNBA game, it upset the old guard. It upset the 46,000 old WNBA fans who think that they're entitled to everything. Although this is a league that hasn't shown that they can sell out at a TD Garden, they're still entitled to have it shown on national TV. Though this is a league that has shown since its inception that it can consistently draw high viewership ratings to games, they feel entitled to have a game like that on national TV. In case you guys missed Dejanay Carrington's comments in the full, let's take a listen real quick, and then we'll really get into the meat and potatoes of the video, shall we?
I mean, I'm going to keep it real all the time. And I feel like Connecticut as a franchise is historically disrespected. So sometimes, if you want something, you got to go out there and do it yourself. So that's what I did for us. I think that there could have been a lot more publicity or promo from the top. Connecticut had announced that we were having this game probably almost a year ago, maybe. I don't know. Sometime right after last season. So there was ample time to do what needed to be done. But it didn't matter anyway, because they showed up and it was sold out. We got the dub. So I guess my tweet worked. And the game should have been on a national television broadcast. You shouldn't have to pay for any type of subscription to see a game that's this historic, in my opinion. I'm biased, but in my opinion.
Well, your opinion, as most of your opinions from what I've seen, this WM is wrong, is incorrect. Real quick, unless it's on CBS or ABC, and trust me, they wouldn't have put Sparks Sun on CBS or ABC if it was on ESPN, ESPN2, NBA TV. Newsflash for you, Dejanay Carrington, that is Paid for TV. Just a newsflash for you. And yes, even with the lack of promotion, it still didn't matter. So, gee, you really didn't need to do all of that extra nonsense to get your point across, because if the product is good enough, if the demand is there, people are going to show up regardless. But some of the brass over there at the WNBA headquarters, some of the brass out there, they heard the complaints. They heard your whines. They heard your concerns. And they decided to oblige. The Connecticut Sun will host Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever on July 15th at TD Garden. They sold out their first ever game at TD Garden last year against the Sparks. Caitlin Clark is coming to Boston, and Dejanay Carrington, be careful what you wish for. Remember back in the day, we had people like Magic Johnson calling Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese Bird and Magic. We had people like Skip Bayless, too ashamed of his whiteness to come out and say Caitlin Clark is the Michael Jordan of this. He would always just, slide her right next to Larry Bird. Folks, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you ask for. What's going to happen when that person that you called Larry Bird shows up in Boston? Good God Almighty. It is going to be very scary. Last year, it might have been all cheers, all woohoos, let's go Suns, woohoo, let's go Connecticut, yay Connecticut. Yeah, that might have been last year against the Los Angeles Sparks. But this year, you got Indiana Fever coming to town. You got Caitlin Clark coming to town. And you guys all wanted to attack Caitlin Clark for her whiteness. Folks, imagine when she shows up to Boston. They're really going to embrace her then. They're really going to say, oh, Caitlin, come on, Caitlin, how you doing? Come on, come take a seat. Come relax. Oh, anything, can I get you a cup of coffee? Can I get you a cup of tea? Can I get you a fresh pastry? Anything you need? Hey, my name's Tony. Indiana Fever are headed to the TD Garden. Not only is the Connecticut Sun already announcing that they're moving into a bigger arena, but folks, if last year told us anything, they're just the first to come out and say it. If last year taught us anything, don't be surprised when the Mystics go from the high school gym back to Capital One Arena. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if they go from where the Aces currently play into the T-Mobile Arena. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when the Atlanta Dream go from the middle school auditorium back to the State Farm Arena. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you see the Liberty call up James Dolan. I know it's the Barclays. I know they got a piece of the Barclays Center. But if they can work out a deal, Caitlin Clark in the Garden will be spectacular, to say the least. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's the Ben Daniel Podcast. We're calling a spade a spade. I appreciate all of the support. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, take it easy.